he got us in and out of there. We closed in 30 days. Now, the funny thing is, what do you think the wife's name was?
Oh, boy.
We bought a house from Donnie and Mary Jane.
Oh, my God.
No joke. And I've waited to tell that funny part of it the whole time because I was like, I cannot wait to say I bought this house from Mary Jane because it's hilarious.
What is up, trade crew? Welcome back to another episode of HVAC R&D, powered by Keystone Sales and Associates. They are your premier PHVAC manufacturers rep in the Mid-Atlantic. They got Bosch over there, Arzell Zoning, Dahl Valves, tons of products. So reach out to them. We were gonna have a guest, and I screwed that up. And then he had a tea time. I was not gonna trump that, so it's me and Rhydon rambling on like old times. So let's get it going.
Yeah, come on. Is it just me, or does the sound wave look different today?
It looks good because we got...
Is it literally the microphone that makes the sound wave look better?
Yeah,
I didn't even notice that last time.
The sound wave says, oh, you finally spent some money on mics, guys. Good job.
Nice. Moving on up.
I will say, for anybody out there wanting to get into podcasting, I feel like we don't really talk about that because
no, we don't.
We kind of just jumped right in. I had a little bit of sound knowledge, and you did too, but
yeah, which that helped a good bit since you and I both have been around the block with a microphone and a mixer a time or two.
But yeah, those mics that we just had up until a couple weeks ago were only $100.
Yeah, but I mean, they worked great for a while. And there's nothing wrong with them now. It was just, we made the decision to make a bit of an investment as we had some more stuff coming up. We wanted to have some quality sound, so...
Well, we need
upgrade.
Spare. We're going to need guest mics.
That's it. That's it. A lot of stuff in the works.
Yes. So, carry on.
Yeah. So, welcome back to the show, everybody. Thank you for coming back for episode 106.
God,
I feel like it was just episode 100 the other day, and we're just knocking them out.
I know, we were stoked about 100, then it's like...
Yep, pretty much. So, also thank you to Platinum sponsor One Thing Marketing. They built our website. They've done all kinds of extra stuff on the back end for us. They've been very helpful. So thank you to Brittany and her entire team. Evan and Sandra have been awesome as well. So if you need any support in promoting or developing a website for your small trade business or your big trade business or whatever business in between, reach out to One Thing Marketing. You can do so at our website, hvacrnd.com. Just go check out the Trade Crew Vendor Hub. You can get direct links to Keystone Sales, One Thing Marketing, as well as some deals and steals from BetterHelp, Chirp, and Service Titan.
Yes, definitely check out some Service Titan.
So, with that being said,
contractor.
Exactly. That being said, one thing I want to say is, I guess I should say, one thing I want to ask is, how much do you guys love HVAC R&D? True question, Trade Crew. Whatever streaming platform you're using, Pandora, Spotify, iHeart, Apple, Google, any of them in between. We're on 21 different ones, I believe, now. But please follow us where you like to listen to us. If there's a means that you can like us or rate us, please do that. If you can leave a review, even better. All those things would greatly help us continue to grow this and help us find other ways to give back to this community. So please help us support you guys as well. And also share us to your trade crew. Share us to your buddies, the other installers, the other service guys. Get them on here, get them listening, and let's all have a good time together. Our social media stuff is continuing to grow. I know Instagram's kicked up over 1,300. Trade Hounds is pushing towards 1,500. And we are growing very fast on LinkedIn and TikTok. Facebook, for some reason, just kind of just sits out there. I don't know why. It's tied to the Instagram, but it's just... Facebook's never been my forte. So maybe that's the problem.
I just can't.
It's not the one that I enjoy as much. But,
No.
hey, it's there. So,
Yep.
Go and follow us on social media as well. Instagram and TikTok at HVAC.R&D. LinkedIn, Facebook, and Trade Hounds all as HVAC R&D. And also, while you're visiting the website to find links to all these places, please join the mailing list at the bottom of the page. Newsletter's coming soon. The first article is done and dusted. It was no joke that I was working on it last week. I actually finished it on Friday last week. I had a couple of people look at it for me. They like it, which makes me happy because it's been a while since I've put something together.
What's the name?
That's where I'm struggling. I'm trying to figure out a column name, and everything I keep putting together just sounds so cheesy.
Rhydon's column.
No. I was trying to think. I had a whole list of them.
Beer can cold column.
Yeah, I mean, that might could work. I don't know.
Everybody send some in.
Yes.
See what we can get.
I am accepting.
Hopefully it works out better than the...
That's true. Hopefully it works out better than Crawl Space Confessions. That went over like a lead balloon.
I'm still going to get that going.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Did you see the big old spider I posted as a Crawl Space Confession? Does that count? I about put my hand right on that thing because it was on the bottom side of the pallet when I went to move it. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, that was a decent spider.
So yeah, any other info? Check out the link tree in the bios. Article coming soon. If you got an idea for my column name, send it to me. But I will get something sorted out if not. But I always appreciate the fan support. So,
well, plus we get analytics from that, so we can see...
True. Very true.
What's going on, where do we need to work on, where do we need to,
That's it.
I like to see where people listen. I'm a Spotify guy, but apparently it's not a thing.
Now I will say
Spotify
is starting to pick up more. Like I said, it's crazy that Pandora has been such a massive amount of traffic. I really just didn't expect that. I'm very grateful for it. It just was not what I was expecting because I never had thought about that as a place for people to go and really listen to podcasts very much. Most of the podcasts I used to listen to when I would drive back and forth to Wilmington, that would be 17, 18. I actually use Stitcher all the time.
Yeah, I think it's whatever you run across in life.
Yep.
A lot of music guys are Spotify people.
Yep.
But you got to pay, to get a good Spotify. I mean,
that's it.
All right, before we get into that, I can't really get started here.
Get her going.
All right.
We know what spot we're at.
I know what spot we're at. HVAC brew of the week. All right, so let me pull it out of this Bucky's koozie. This koozie's great, and it's neoprene.
Perfect.
You got to go that diving suit. That's what you got to use. All right, Wicked Weed Brewing for today. Coastal Love Hazy IPA. I haven't had Wicked Weeds Hazy. 6.3%. Pretty cool looking can. Catching the end of the summer here. Yeah, so it's a beachy beer. Of course, any hazy IPA I wouldn't drink all day at the beach.
A beachy beer? That's funny.
It's a beachy beer. All right, let's see what we got. Nice little... Whoa. That hit me right in the face.
Is you happy?
It's hoppy. Oof. That one's gonna. That one's not
stick
gonna
with
go
you.
down fast.
It's gonna stick with you for a bit.
I might have to get my mind right to drink this. Sorry, Wicked Weed. This one's. The can's really great looking.
Don't judge a book by its cover, or a
Man.
beer can by its.
There's a fine line on the hazies, man. Ooh.
There is.
This ain't no lager. And these have been growing on me, man.
Trying to.
I'll tell you what.
Your IPA game.
Well, it's 6.3%. That's kind of high for a hazy. I think that's what it is.
Or are you just trying to increase your alcohol per volume? Is that it?
No.
Okay.
I
mean, it's a positive strategy. Let's,
I can get through this. I could probably get through a couple of them, actually.
You can do it.
I can do it. All right, what do you got? That sounded like a beer that I know.
Oh.
God, it sounds like a Modelo.
That is exactly what it is. It is Hitchhiker Day. It's back to a Hitchhiker today.
Man, I'm crushing them can sounds. I mean,
yeah.
I've heard at least 125 of them with headphones on.
That's true.
I'm getting pretty good at it. I mean, Rhydon didn't tell me what he was drinking.
No,
Could have easily been drinking Red Oak.
It could have been.
But that Modelo's can's got a sound.
It does, and it is a delicious summery Mexican lager. I have to say,
it is.
It goes down very smooth. No hoppiness of IPA-ness anywhere. So, and it's hanging out in my Frog Level Brewing neoprene koozie. We got that when we went to Waynesville. God, that was when we were first starting to record the show. I'm trying to remember what episode we talked about that on. That'd be a good one to find.
Way back.
Yeah. Because that was when... Was that around Crisscross Applesauce? Wasn't it close to that?
Yeah.
I think.
So maybe it wasn't as far back as I thought.
Oh, dude, that's a ways back. You go look. That's back there.
Crisscross Applesauce. You guys have got to go back and listen to some of these old shows if you haven't.
I know.
I mean, Lady Katie. God, that show.
No, Lady Katie brings the heat. I will say that. There's never a dull moment when Katie is involved.
Mark was a good show. Zach's shows were always great.
Yep.
The Zach Attack. The Return of the Zach.
Yep. HVAC God show is great.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, all of Jason's shows, all the Ain't No Rest for the Wicked series.
Yeah, literally crying, laughing. Me and Rhydon.
And then we discussed how to fight a bear while we were all drunk with Doc and Foodie when I was in Texas. That was solid.
Yep.
That was a good one. God. We keep going. Keep going. I saw it, I think it was on, I don't know if it was on TikTok or if it was on Instagram, but it was this little like 9-year-old kid like doing his best Hulk Hogan impression in front of Hulk Hogan in like this little wrestling like swag shop somewhere. It was the funniest thing. And then right at the end of it, when the kid gets done, it starts cranking the I'm a Real American thing, and he like goes up and Hulk Hogan like shakes his hand and everything, and all I could think about was Bob.
Yes, that walkout song. I'm a real American. All right, we got a lot to get into here.
We do.
Some of this stuff is not on notes. I'm just going to wing it.
Well, and some of it we had on notes, but we didn't really get through last week. So you definitely got to talk about that trailer you're working on, because I'm seeing some excellent progress photos. I'm excited for when you get to actually put all of it together and drop it on the channel.
Yeah, and I may drop a couple pictures. I get over there and I gotta get on this thing. I gotta have it show ready by, September. We got counter days coming up, training, starts. So the wrap guy is designing the wrap. He got the trailer done. Now he's working on the truck.
Did you finally get a hold of him?
Yes.
Nice.
That's something else we can talk about.
Yep.
It's not on him. It's anyway, we'll get into that. Put that in the notes. People just ghosting you.
Yep.
What? That's like a new thing. Yeah, so I've got generator connections done, panels done, all the outlets are in. I got outlets. I got an outlet under the tankless, under the boiler, the little combi singular boiler.
Nice.
Cool. I've got a toe kick heater or a footboard heater on the way from our shop in Pottstown. We had it in the warehouse. He's going to send me that. I'm going to probably get a towel warmer, maybe. It'll look kind of neat on there.
I mean, I want warm towels when I'm like perspiring from standing out in the heat. That'll make me feel so much better. Is there a towel cooling rack?
I'm sitting here thinking the same thing. I mean, I'm glad I wasn't the only one thinking that. Get out of a hot shower and just grab a hot towel. I mean, no. Who started that?
I don't know.
No, I need a towel cooler.
Yes.
Who was it we were talking to that had the beer thing in the shower? You set your beer in the
I've got one.
I still never tried that. Just drinking a beer in the shower.
Oh, it's classic.
Cody likes drinking beers in the shower. We got to get that kid in daycare.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I have looked at it.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I know they got it.
I am not.
I am not.
Maybe it will knock some sense into him since he doesn't want to listen to me. I swear, I legit have never had a dog be such a pain in the butt. He's cute as crap and he's really sweet, but man, he just wigs the hell out at people or anything. Like he hears a noise and it's crazy. I've never had a dog act like this.
I've never heard your other dogs bark.
No, you've just heard Riker snore.
Right.
The only time Riker will bark is if he wants me to put his ass on the bed so he can snore. Or if like you just surprise him, he's like, "Oh, holy shit!"
So yeah, we got equipment coming. I got to build a cart. I'm building the Bosch 20 SEER connected heat pump cart. I'll roll that on there. I've got a 15 SEER pack unit ordered. I'm going to plexiglass and LED that thing to death. It'll roll on there. So today I installed a 43-inch TV on there. That's
TV
all good.
looked good on there, by the way.
Yeah.
It looks really good with that big old HVAC R&D logo plastered up there.
Yeah, so I turned the generator on today, flipped on the lights, checked all my outlets, turned the TV on. I glued the flooring down. I literally just sat down. I just got home. We're doing this recording. Dude, that flooring. So it's a big roll of rubber garage floor where you can drive on it.
That's what I was going to say. Was it like garage floor or gym floor or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's only probably an 1/8 inch thick, but it's like dense, super dense. And I asked the guy, I'm like, what am I supposed to glue this down with? He's like, you just get a tub of this. I'm like, all right, cool.
A tub of this.
I thought I was going to have to like try all the glue on, right? Like VCT towel or something. No, I opened it up and it's thin. So I rolled it on like paint.
I was waiting for it to be like the old school like paint can size thing of glue that you used when you put your own insulation into ductwork. Or was that just me back in the day? God, thanks, Dad. I literally built ductwork like I was raised in the 40s.
Yeah.
It didn't come apart, though.
No. I mean, some of this new stuff, you open up, like, God, why is my static pressure so high? You cut a hole out, look in there, and it's like, shit's done sucked up in the damn blower.
Yep.
Done tore apart. So yeah, I got all that in today. I do have to run some base around to cover up the edges. Some little rubber base, but Friday, I got a site visit tomorrow. Friday, I think I'm going to get the mini split and the tankless. So I'll go ahead and get it mounted because I got to start piping all this together.
Which tankless did you use? The 98 or 99?
I don't know. I'm getting it from you guys.
Oh. All right. Well, you let me know and we'll set you up.
Probably the not. I mean, it don't really matter, but
well, because at least the 99 you can show the circulator.
Yeah, I was gonna say you probably got the 99.
Oh, I do. Bosch tankless in stock right here at Insight.
Yeah. That's a sick tankless, man.
It is.
So then I can't wait to drill 2-inch holes in the side of that trailer. Just vent it right out.
Tell you, I've quoted 6 tankless water heaters this week. So I'm working on it. Yeah. 3 for one house, 2 for another, 1 for another.
I mean, I think in the South or just in general, you get used to putting a brand in. It's kind of like anything. You get used to piping in a brand and starting it up. A lot of these products they're overwhelming because of what they can do. So guys get used to one, they learn it, they figure it out, they're scared to switch to a different brand. I don't blame them, but
no, that's true. I had lunch with a guy a couple weeks ago and he's very interested in flipping to mostly Bosch, but he's still going to have a few other, there's still going to have to be a few other things in their back pocket from time to time. So, and some of that falls on me to help sort out as well. Because it doesn't matter what line of product of anything you have, there's always 1 or 2 holes that you got to have a backup option for.
Yeah, you got to have backup equipment. I mean, we're still having brands everybody's still having certain product issues on getting it.
Oh, I sold my my first big commercial pack over here today, and it's got a solid 19-week lead time.
19 weeks, huh?
Yep.
That sounds like episode 50 or whatever.
I'm trying to think. 19 weeks from now, we'll be in the 120s somewhere in there? Like high 120s maybe?
Yeah,
definitely 120s.
So was it worth the wait?
We're gonna find out. The good thing is I sold pretty much everything else that's going in with it, so I can go ahead and I'll get all the spiral and the ductwork and that stuff will get shipped out there in a couple weeks, and he'll have rough-in inspection, I would say, by end of September, and then it's just as soon as he gets the unit, sit it, hook it up, done.
Yeah, so you got stuff to do.
Yep.
All right. Oh yeah, this past weekend, my first bocce tournament, which is a regional tournament, by the way.
And you need to explain this because I'll be honest, I don't know a dang thing about bocce other than you said it's Italian, which I can get behind that. Vino and pasta, you got it.
Yep. Peronis, a little Peroni beer.
Solid.
Drank a lot of that Saturday. So, bocce, you ever seen people on the beach throw the little white ball and then everybody tries to throw the other one's closest to it?
Gotcha.
That's bocce.
Okay.
So you got the Pallini or the Pallino, which is the little ball. It's like the size of a golf ball.
Okay.
And hopefully there's no big time bocce people on here because I'm gonna foobar all this up. But
I'm sure we'll hear about it.
Yeah.
If you were unsatisfied with Dennis's bocce conversation, please chime in.
Please chime in. Yeah. Next caller. Okay, so the court. I'll just build a picture here. You got 3 courts. They look to be 8 to 10 foot wide, and there's boards, right? There's a 8-inch board all the way around. They're 90 feet long. Now, bocce courts come in all different sizes, but every time I look it up on the old Google, 90 feet pops up.
Which
So
you hear
that's
90
a
feet.
long ass way.
Well, I was gonna say you hear it, you think it's a long ass way, but I mean,
Dude, it's long.
Is it a long ass way?
90 feet? Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, 90 feet. Isn't that what it is to first base?
That's what I was getting ready to say. I thought it was 90 feet. Or
It's
is
a
it
long
60?
way.
Dadgummit.
60. Is
I
it
got
60 to the
I was
mound?
watching Little League World Series earlier at lunch, and now my distances are jacked.
Oh, their distances are not
No, they're
normal
smaller.
anyway. It's bullshit, Little League.
60 feet. So,
Yeah, what?
so
Is
playing
it 90
bocce
homes a
is like,
second?
yeah, I bet so.
There's
yeah.
90 feet on the
Yeah.
baseball field somewhere.
Yep, it's it. So there's 60 feet diagonal, or like if you go between each base, but if you go across both ways, it's 90 feet
Okay.
for the old perfect right angles.
So 90 is a long way. Now, these are clay courts. So picture a clay-like tennis court.
That's what I was gonna say. Like
Hard
was
clay.
it the Spanish Open? Isn't that the hard clay court?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it looks like. It's red. Apparently, it's 70 clay, 30% sand, and then there's some crushed.
Got a little brick dust in there.
No, it looks like brick dust,
I
but
know.
oyster shells.
What?
Yeah.
God,
Crushed
Grayson was talking
oyster
about
shell.
going to Charleston the other day. He's like, "Oh, I'm going to eat some oysters." I'm like, "Oh, I'll die."
I mean, I can do some fried oysters. I don't know about some raw oysters. But
Some Rockefeller.
no, don't chew it. Just swallow it. What? Who eats like that?
I know, right?
No. How? Why is that good?
God, I remember
Yes.
Kate, my great uncle, Charlie. Everybody called him Captain Hoot. So this is Cajun Joe's uncle. And really, Charlie was super close to Dad, especially after my grandpa passed away in the 70s. But he owned a ton of oyster leases, and I remember when we'd go to the fishing camp as a kid, he'd always be out on his oyster lease, and anytime you roll up on him, you look down and he's over there shucking one just like right there, and I'm like, ooh, I just couldn't do it.
Salty.
Whew, I could not do it.
Fishy. A little fishy, too. Okay, so you're standing, all right, you got 4-man teams in this tournament. So you got 4 people, you got 2 on each end, and then the other team's got 2 on each end. And halfway down the court, you got a white line. So when you toss the white Pellini, you toss it out there, it's got to at least go halfway. Then
Okay.
you roll the bocce ball as close as you can to it. So whoever's closest gets the point. Now, this bocce ball is the size of a softball, and it weighs about 3 pounds.
Okay.
It's heavy. Like when you played it on the beach, if you tossed it from your waist, like it would just go thunk, you know. So now it's super feel, right? It's like putting. It's like putting on a putting green. It's hard clay. It's fast. So when you roll that ball, it's so easy to just roll it right past the white ball, right? So I've never rolled this ever. And this is a regional tournament. So Valdez has, because they're Waldensians, right? They're Italian. They have the regional here and the state tournament here.
Dang.
There's 16 teams in this thing. 16 4-man, teams. So we sign up. Tracy's on the other end, so we talked Tracy into it, and we got some other friends, Grant and Ashley. They're down there. So 2 women on one end and 2 guys on the other. I went ahead and crushed 2 beers right out of the chute.
And that's how you got to get ready.
Dude,
Take the
got
edge
to.
off.
I had that Celsius in me, and that ain't gonna work for bocce. I'm just gonna tell you, it's all touch, and I'm like over there jacked up. I'm like, I got
This is not gonna work. Where's the beer?
So at 9:00, I went into the little shack there, and they're like, "Yeah, we got beer." I'm like, "Seriously?" He's like, "Yeah, how many you want?" I'm like, "I'll take 2 right now." And it's just, so they got like igloo coolers in there, the old blue with the white lid.
Yes.
And it's got a tap coming out of the side of it.
Perfect.
I'm like, so this is almost like it's like a club, right? It's like a Moose Lodge type setup, but it's Italian. So every Tuesday they have bocce over there. So it felt like a Mason or a Shriner type place. So you go in there, and during the bocce tournament, they bake fresh bread in a brick oven.
Oh,
dude, well, you should have smelled that cooking. And then they have sotisa, which is sausage, and then they do peppers and onions on that. So it's like, looks like a brat, kind of. Anyway, now I'm hungry. But
no joke.
That fresh bread, they slide it in like on a big pizza thing, but it's in a big brick oven. And I'm over there trying to play, and I'm smelling that. So it's double elimination, and we played twice. Just throwing that out there. We got our ass kicked.
Oh, geez.
But me and Tracy did well, though. We did well.
So how many rounds do you play in a game? Is it just one chance and you lose and it's over, or is it like best to 10 or best to or whatever?
So it's it's the first one to 9 points.
All right.
The most you can get on one roll from one end, like on our end, they got 4 balls to roll. We got 4. My partner's going to roll 2. I'm going to roll 2. So if you roll it up there, so if I threw the white ball out and then I rolled and I got close, then they roll 1. If they get closer than me, so it's kind of like curling, right? If they get,
I was so getting ready to say that. Damn it.
Yes. We just don't have anybody sweeping the court in front of the ball. That'd be awesome. So if they roll closer than me, now it's our roll. And you go back and forth. Now, if he still can't get closer than me, he keeps rolling until he runs out. Like I said, they only got 4 balls, and now it's our turn. And then when we're done rolling, we walk down there and we say, okay, that one's closer. That one's closer. And we start kicking them out of the way.
What happens if you hit it?
Oh, yeah, you can hit them. They knock them around. They push them in.
But I mean, what happens if you hit the ball you're trying to get closest to?
It's all in play. It just pushes it down further.
Okay.
That's actually a technique.
I was
right?
going to say, that's got to be a strategy. Like, oh, got that away from you. Sorry.
Well, if you're good, right? I'm trying to just not suck. So I'm trying to just roll as close as I can. And I'm just going to tell you, there was over half the teams were 60 to 70 plus years old.
I bet they were crushing it.
Oh, dude. They were awesome. I'm like, did she really just do that? I mean, they're banking it in there. They're like coming from the side, because you can't cross a line where you're throwing, but you can go left or right, and they'll get all the way in this corner and they'll just like sneak one up behind you. And I'm like, seriously? I'm just trying to get it near the ball here. And I'm pretty decent at most of the stuff I do, and I'll be honest, I didn't do bad. I just need practice. It's all feel. So I think me and Tracy are going to go Tuesdays. I'm just saying. She liked it. It's covered. You're not going to get hot and sweaty. You're just rolling a damn ball down through there. So, I'm going to be ready next year. It's on. I'm going to my goal is to win a game. So.
Oh, I think you can do it.
The first team we played won state last year. So we drew pretty shitty on the draw there. I think we scored 3 points on them, and then they just rolled us after that. But
now all I can think about is if bocce and curling were more similar, and you've got like the old Italian grandma with like the wheat broom, like
So yeah, the concept's kind of there. You see how when they're doing curling, they just barely let it go. That's what I felt like I had to do. It was so fast. And And so the first roll I had, the guy rolls the Pellini about a foot from the wall at the end.
Ooh.
And I'm looking down there 90 feet, and I'm like, seriously? Because if you hit the back wall, that ball's out. It don't count. You can't hit the back wall. So I roll run about 8 foot short. I'm like, shit. Anyway.
I love it. Now,
So,
I
yeah,
play.
I'm
Now I gotta
excited.
find a bocce ball court near me so I can go play this.
So Mooresville's got one, and they come up there pretty strong. They got several teams. But apparently they like our courts better. So a lot of courts can be just like soft gravel, and you roll the ball, and it just kind of goes and then just stops real hard, you know.
Makes
I think
sense.
Valdez is the only ones with some really, really hard clay, like really fast. But
Hey, it says there's some at the Vietnam Veterans Park up here.
you'd be surprised there's some just at the back of churches just hanging out back there. You know, they're not hard to build. I mean, obviously, they're just giant squares cut out.
I like it.
Yep, probably going to put one in my shop, too, now.
Ooh.
Not 90 feet, obviously, but...
Now, are you gonna pack clay in there? Or...
Yeah. Well, so we're thinking about doing some office carpet.
Solid.
So you get the same speed, right? But nobody's
Nice.
tracking clay all over the place.
Nice.
No, I enjoyed it. It's actually it's pretty neat. So,
Oh, I'm sure it is. Like I said,
well, what'd you have going on this week?
Weekend. So, well, are we gonna get into that yet, or do you want to get through your Kylie-isms?
Oh God. Yeah, I feel like I don't talk enough about my daughter Kylie on this show enough.
Like, yeah, Corey's at App State.
He gone.
He gone. I got to see his drum. That thing's pretty sweet. The old third base. Dennis sent it to me, and he's like, he's third base. And I said, with Mary Jane? I'm like, oh.
Oh. So he's going to play. Yeah, everybody knows he's a marching band. He's in the marching band. He's a drummer, but he's going to do it 1 year with his buddy who's on the bass line. So Corey tried out for bass, made the bass line. He's telling me there's 6 basses now. So I don't know how big that one is. Usually there's only 5. He said it's like 4-foot circle.
Goof.
It's literally just a... I mean, Corey's...
Please tell me the guy that's playing that is like 5 foot tall.
I hope so. I hope so.
Because like you're gonna be watching the whole band, and then that one just drops. Like what?
It's gonna look like that. You know that bike, the old school bike with the big wheel and the little wheel on the back.
Yes.
That's what it's gonna look like going through there. So he's gonna do it this year, and then he's done. He wants to go to football games and sit in the stands, which I don't blame him. But he is gonna go for. He's gonna sign up for jazz band and some other stuff. But so I got Kylie at the house. She's 12. You know, we had her on the show. She finally got new furniture. Now we call these Kylie-isms. So Kylie just says words that she just swears they're real, and they're just not, and they just come out. She just rolls with them, and we're just like, wait a minute, what did you say? And I'm like trying to look it up in the Urban Dictionary. I got nothing. And so we ordered her new furniture for the house. Finally got some big girl furniture. We go over there to pick it up, and it's me, Tracy, Corey, and Kylie in the truck. So me and Corey get out, and I got all these ratchet straps. And we got all this shit in the truck, and it's hanging out. I got the tailgate down, so I've got to strap it in. All right. Kylie's sitting in the back. You know, she didn't get out. She ain't helping. She's like, they got it. We get in the truck, and she's like, why did y'all... I mean, we're not going far. I don't know why y'all had to put those jock strings on there. We're like...
Every
what?
time I hear it, it's still funny.
We're like, what? She said, the jock strings, you didn't have to put those on there. I mean, she is serious as a heart attack. She's like, we're only going like a half a mile down the street. I'm like, all right, say it one more time. She's like, the jock string? Nobody's laughing.
Jock string.
Tracy is trying to hold it back. Corey's just looking out the window like, oh God, here we go. And I said, the jock string, huh? I said, Kylie, that's not a thing. I mean, it is, but that's not what we got here. I said, you talking about the ratchet straps? And she's like, no, the jock strings. I'm like, those aren't jock strings. Those are ratchet straps. There's a jock strap. And she's like, well, what is that? And Corey's like, oh God, here we go. Like, well, a jock strap. And he's like, no. He's like, a jock strap's to cover your junk up when you're playing like sports. And she's like, no, I don't want to talk about that. He's like, well, you're asking. And she's like, so what do y'all call them? We're like, they're ratchet straps. She's like, so ratchet is better than jock string? She's like, ratchet is not a good one either. I'm like, so you just got to think, right? Like the new term ratchet, like, God, that girl's ratchet. That's a new thing.
Yeah.
Right? We didn't grow up
Yeah,
with
that's, what is that? I would say
so
a couple years maybe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's when I told her it was a ratchet strap. She's like, Dad, that's not a good word either. Jock string is way better. And we just went down this path, and at this time, Tracy can't breathe. She's still just silently laughing, trying not to. Oh, jock string. You're never going to forget that.
No, never.
And then, like, me and Corey are trying to carry all this shit up the stairs. Corey goes, I think I tore my jock string. He said, I'm pretty sure I just tore my jock string trying to get this up the stairs. Kylie's like, shut up, Corey. I'm like, yeah, I think I did too, bud, actually. Oh, the jock string.
Oh, Jesus.
So, yeah, he's at app. We finally got a picture. We dropped him off. We didn't hear from him for, 3 or 4 days. But band is practicing because football starts soon.
Yep.
So they're practicing from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Whew.
And
you probably wouldn't be hearing from anybody with that either.
No, he told me his roommate moved in 3 days ago and he still hadn't seen him. He's asleep when he gets there. I don't know how that works, right? He comes piling in there like, I mean, they're in a room that's like 6 by 8.
I know. He had crammed in there.
Yeah, they got their bunks in there. Yeah. I think he likes it. I've been driving his truck to the gym in the mornings. The little 5-speed.
Yeah. Well, it's because you just like driving a stick.
I do. You don't get that much.
No. I can't think of the last time I drove a stick shift. It's probably my Mustang.
So let's get into this little new generation thing we came across.
So Dennis and I had a conversation this week about, I guess I'm going to call it the ghosting generation. Is that the best way to do it?
I like it.
Well, because, I think I see it so much in sales anyway, but I think it's gotten even worse since pandemic. I feel
I don't think it's age related. Actually,
no, I don't think it's age related. I think it's literally I don't even know if it's confrontational related. I think it's just some people don't like to just tell so they just won't tell you anything. And then others, and I think that has to do with a lot of it. Like, there's a lot of times when people just don't want to say, like, no, I can't do that, or no, I don't want to do that.
The tell it like it is generation it's
over.
It's leaving us.
Yeah, there's not many of them left.
Like, hey man, that's bullshit. I ain't doing that.
Yeah, and it's
which I would love if somebody would just say that.
Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be great. And I feel that way on the sales side too. It's like, there's people that I've called on, and in my job, I'm used to getting told no anyway. So that doesn't, I guess in some ways it's not a deterrent. So because they know I don't always, I guess, care if they tell me no, it doesn't mean I'm not going to call them and check in. But
right.
And that's how sales works, because nothing is, if you get a short-term sale, and I'll say this all the time, if you walk in somewhere and immediately they're like, oh, here's all this, here's this, give me that. One, they don't want to deal with you, so they're giving you busy work, so you go away because they're just too afraid to tell you they don't want to deal with you. Or they're just trying to see if you'll jump through enough hoops to even consider talking to you, which is also sometimes ridiculous, but I get it to a point.
Right.
Because there's plenty of us out there. Just not everybody's always worth their salt. But then there's times when I'm like, man, if this isn't something you want to do and we need to move on to something different product, whatever, just tell me.
Well, I was gonna say,
especially like you set up like you set up a training, you get somebody to a training class, and then you're calling them for 3 or 4 weeks after that to follow up. I hate the word follow up; that's a terrible one. But
circle back.
Follow. It's like I hate sending the email like, "Hey, just following up with you." I'm like, every time I say that, I just want to punch myself in the face.
Well, what else are you going to say?
That's exactly the point. I don't know what else you're going to say, but it just always sounds so cliche.
Just following up.
Just following up, man.
Yeah, what we're getting into here, what we're talking about is, I've had guys there, I'm like, hey, man, we're going to set up this or set up training. And they're like, yeah, no problem. I'm like, all right, well, just shoot me over the address and time or whatever, and we'll get it going. Okay, yeah, cool. 4 days go by.
Crickets.
I got so much shit going on. Like, I'm just hoping he's going to send me something. I've already forgotten about him because the ball's over there, right? The ball's over there in his court.
Yep.
I look down and going through my text. I like to go back through my text and go, oh, okay. So I did send him. He answered back, I will send it to you. So I'm like, hey, man, anything on the training? Nothing. Week and a half goes by, maybe even longer. He's pretty much out of the picture. Hey, man, sorry. Yeah, I had a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, can we do next week? I'm like, dude, a week and a half?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it's not a big deal anymore to do that. I mean, me and Rhydon have experienced it in last week with several people.
Yeah,
I'm like,
just okay.
I feel like you can't do that. Like, you just can't. I had the guy that's gonna wrap the trailer, for Keystone. Like, hey, man, here's the measurements. Send him all this stuff. No response. Week goes by and I'm like, holy crap, we gotta get this going. Nothing. 2 weeks go by. Hey, man, did you get the measurements? I sent them to you. I'm looking at them on the text, like right above there. Hey, did you get all this? Did you get it? Text me back. Sorry, man, I've been busy and both my brothers pass away. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like,
yeah.
But like Rhydon said, like, he had a legit problem. He just didn't tell me.
Yeah, it's like, if you've got a legit excuse, I got no issues, but just legitimately, just tell me.
Like, I was literally trying to find another rap guy, but now I can't. I'm like, damn. And he's like, no, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna knock it out, man. I've just been kind of out of it. I'm like, well, yeah, I'm sure you have, because your brothers pass away, and I'm on the phone with him like, geez, man. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I mean, I got a brother,
Yeah.
But I also want to say, man, you gotta let me know, man. Like, I didn't know they passed away, for one, so I'm just like, hello.
Well, I mean, you didn't know he had brothers either, so I mean,
I didn't know he had brothers.
It's one of those. It's like, well, I'm sorry, buddy, but this is a contact through a business thing. It wasn't there's nothing in here that we don't, you don't care or whatever. Just, again,
I hate to
communicate.
blame this stuff on COVID, but I think we're losing that generation altogether. That's like, no, you told somebody you're going to do something, like, you got to do it.
Yep.
Oh man, sorry I hadn't got back to you. Dude, it's been 2 weeks. Like, we lost the job, actually, the home, all these things could happen in 2 weeks. I don't want immediate responses on some things, but 2-3 days, sure.
Yeah. Be nice.
2-3 days and 2-3 weeks is not the same.
No.
I mean,
No, it is not.
So yeah, that's our rant on that. I keep experiencing that more and more.
Well, and I do. I've seen it some too, because now there's some that it just takes time for people to get used to being in a new place, and they just, until they know you're staying for a bit, they don't even want to bother. And I get that. Get it to a point.
Right.
But yeah, it's just, it seems to be, unfortunately, it's becoming more and more common. And it's not just customers. I mean, it's customers, it's vendors, it's all of the above. It's just different. I hate to say it. It's weird. More and more people that's the way it is. Not a fan.
No.
Putting that out there. I'm not a fan. I prefer communication.
Yeah, good or bad.
Yeah.
Give it to me. Just give it to me.
Just give it to me straight. If you don't want to do it, sure. That's fine. No problem. No harm, no foul. You need anything, you let me know. I'll be here for you. Because that's what good
All right,
sales
so
people do.
are you gonna sprinkle a little HVAC on this show?
I thought that's what we were just doing. We're talking about the sales process and getting ghosted.
I know. Well, yeah, I'm getting ghosted on all kind of stuff.
Let's see. So yeah, we talked about selling first piece of some commercial equipment. So chalk that off the box, off the ground. Talking about some HVAC roadshow planning, which that's some counter day stuff Dennis and I have later this fall, which it will actually officially be fall at that point. I'm curious if it'll feel like it or not, the rate things are going. More for that to come. You'll see some of that on the event stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in our area,
Yeah, if you're in the
we always
Carolinas,
have both of our companies now, whether it's Keystone or Insight, are cool with the HVAC R&D. So if I'm out and about, you come up to me. If you're in North Carolina, South Carolina, I got some HVAC R&D swag for you too. So don't worry about that.
that's it.
Get some pictures. I really want to start recording live at a
Yeah,
day.
I definitely am looking forward to that.
It's going to be an editing nightmare, but it'll be fine. It'll be, like I can just pop down, hit record. We get the guy's story, how he got into it. Has he got any crazy critter stories or something? And then we roll out. And then I just hit stop. And
we can do them like shorts, maybe.
Shorts, yeah. What are they? What's that? Yeah, what movie? Who does the shorts?
Well, I thought YouTube is where shorts were usually.
Oh, shorts. Yeah,
Like short
Yeah.
short audio clip or short video clips. We can
Yeah, I
figure
think
that
we
out.
incorporate that. I think that'd be cool.
Hybrid contractors been running into a bit more of that lately, which we talked about tankless water stuff earlier in the show. But I'm definitely starting to see more and more multi-trade contractors. I'm pretty sure we've touched on this before, but it's the last few weeks it seems to be just coming out of the woodwork a little bit. And then,
well, I run across a lot of HVAC guys that, especially a hanging air handler with a low boy water heater underneath it. It's like,
yep,
geez, that thing needs to go too. It's just leaving money on the table.
yep.
I mean, really, we would do that in Atlanta. We would swap it all out. Even if we went back with a tank, you know, you don't have to do a full-blown tankless swap, but yeah. I went and did some training out in Greensboro, and I was going there for heat pump training, Bosch heat pump training, pull up, roll my little cart off, get all the guys out there, and I go in their warehouse, and he's showing me their stuff in the warehouse, and there's just like Rinnai tankless all down through there, Rheem tanks, and I'm like, man, I need to come back with some Bosch stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, bring it by here. I will check it out if if we like it. We might try it out, or get us a free one. We'll try it out. So yeah, that's the whole idea with this trailer, right? It's gonna have everything on it. You roll in there hot with the big trailer.
Oh yeah. No, I'm excited to get to use it. Now, speaking of that, are you putting a tank on there? Like a true tank? Or have you got room?
No.
Okay.
Tankless.
Not even a rolly cart tank? That's
Well,
not a bad idea. Could you build one of those?
I am building a Geo cart.
Oh, there we go.
Which has got a water source heat pump on it. I wanted to put like a loop on it. Like a big loop. Like a 200-foot loop stacked up for Geo. Like Geo training.
Yeah.
Instead of water source training. I mean, it's all the same, but it ain't.
No.
But man, that's a big cart.
That is a big old cart.
Carts have to be 30 inches wide. That's what they have to be if they're going to go through any door, anywhere.
Yep.
Because even a 36-inch door, if the door don't open all the way, now you're down to 33 inches. Like, it's got to be a 30-inch cart.
Yep.
And I bought a cart that's diamond plate aluminum. It's 30 by 60. It was $700. But it holds 2,000 pounds.
Ooh.
Yay.
Okay.
Which is pretty gangster. That's a lot of weight. And it rolls really well with a lot of weight on it, because that cart's going to be heavy. That water source heat pump and all that tank and that water and all that, that's going to be a heavy-ass cart.
Yeah, no shit.
So I thought about putting a low boy tank on that cart for my loop.
See, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Because you just got to water in, water out.
Yep.
But then now that's like a cooling tower, essentially, I guess. Simulating.
That's not a bad thing to talk about either.
No, I mean, honestly, there's probably more of that out there than there is Geo.
Oh, yeah.
Depends on the market, but you go downtown anywhere, there is a ton of water source heat pumps in them high rises.
Yep, I just quoted a few weeks ago. Now,
I mean,
and speaking of that, guess what? That guy has ghosted the shit out of me. He's not answered me for 2 weeks, and I've emailed him 3 times.
Oh,
because the lead times are rough, and if you want it, the quicker I know it, the quicker it gets ordered.
Yeah, but he can call around. He's not going to get any better.
That's it.
Lead times on that product is what it is.
But, well,
all right.
I guess we got to break the news to the world, which I guess it's been broke kind of already. But, so, Chris and I bought a house.
Yay.
Yay.
Cody's getting a house.
Cody's getting a yard. Finally.
A runner. Put him on a runner.
I literally talked about that. I said, we're just going to go old school for a while. It's going to look like I stole Grandma's clothesline. Stuck it up there on the top. Just run his little ass back and forth. Wear him out. God.
Let it get him real close to the fence, but he can't. Just put him on a runner.
All you can do is run to the end of your line and bark. God.
Yep. So we're moving.
Yep. So Dennis moved, and now here's where the backstory of this gets funny. So we trying to think. We had been looking at building like all year. We had met with a builder right after AHR, and we'd talked with them for a couple of months. You know, we'd worked on getting things where they needed to be financially and credit wise and all that stuff. Kind of just knocking out ends here and there to get points up so we could get everything put together. And we kept having this conversation, and I swear, no matter what, it just kept getting more and more expensive. And I said, this does not make sense. I said, this housing market sucks. No matter what we do, our mortgage rate's not going to be great. I said, but the longer we go, either looking at a construction to perm or something else, and some places have free float downs and other stuff like that. Some places don't. But I was just like, man, I said, do we really want to be trying to, spend another year and a half for it to go up on us while we try to just make anything else work? And it's just, we've literally been in apartments for almost 14 years.
Jeez,
We've moved 6 different times. This will be our 7th move in the time we've been together. I don't want to do it anymore.
No.
I want to have a place that's ours, that can be a home base, that we've got enough room to have our families over for Thanksgiving. I don't know how many I got left with my mom, but she'll remember anyway, if she'll remember any of it. I don't know. This gives us a place that we can have the family here. It's good centrally located for, mom and dad, my in-laws, my sister, my nieces and nephews, which I'm going to have a grand nephew in November.
Nice.
So it was time. It's been time, but it was time. And I think it also says something. I've worked another place for a decade, but in that decade, I still never quite felt like it was Roots time. And It's just a lot of things this year have changed, and it's just made things different, and it was time. But so anyway, let me get to the funny part of the story. I'll get away from the sentimental fun part of it. But so around the time you're having this discussion, and we put out the Mary Jane episode talking about Corey.
Yep.
About I'd say it was maybe a week and a half after that was when we found this house. It had been on the market for 2 days. The neighborhood it's in, Chris and I had driven through 5 or 6 years ago when they were actually first building the neighborhood. And we're like, it'd be awesome if one day we could have a place like this, or a place this nice, something like this. Now, we didn't look at this exact house. We just had been in that neighborhood when it was being built. And then when we were looking at houses, which I think we talked about it when we went to Mooresville at one point, we talked about it on a show. 3 days later, we found this house. It had been on the market for 2 days. We went and looked at it and realized it was in that neighborhood.
Sweet.
So it just went on the market. It was the best priced house in the neighborhood that was for sale, because there were 4 others that were for sale, and all of them had sat for over a month. So I was like, well, this one, they priced it lower to try to keep from sitting so long. And we put an offer in, and they accepted it the same day, which we did not expect.
That's kind of unheard of.
No, we thought we were going to get into a bidding war because they said they thought they had another offer. We never heard anything else about it. Moved on. And we just, luckily, everything was already set up with the bank. Jeff at Uwari was awesome with that. He got us in and out of there. We closed in 30 days. Now, the funny thing is, what do you think the wife's name was?
Oh, boy.
We bought our house from Donnie and Mary Jane.
Oh, my God.
No joke. And I've waited to tell that funny part of it the whole time, because I was like, I cannot wait to say I bought this house from Mary Jane, because it's hilarious.
God, Mary Jane is coming up everywhere.
So Donnie and Mary Jane sold the house. They were relocating up to Hickory to be near their kids, and their grandkids. So they were downsizing a little bit to get more backyard space for the grandkids.
Yeah, they're up there with me.
And I think part of the reason why it closed so fast was right in the middle of us putting the offer in on their house, they were in the middle of trying to buy another house at the same time. So they're like, well, this works out. Because I think they ended up closing on their new house this past Friday, and then we closed on theirs on Monday. So they officially got all their stuff out Sunday.
It's not getting greedy either, right?
No.
They probably built that house, and they're making money on it.
Yeah. Oh, they're definitely making money on it.
They got to go. It's like people that, probably in a year, probably 6 months or so, I'm going to be trying to find me a construction loan to build mine. And, I don't know what the rate will be, but I ain't got a choice.
Yeah.
I can't just keep sitting around for 3 or 4 years. Oh, hey, they're finally 3% again.
Yeah, no joke.
Or, oh, good, and now they're 12.
Yeah. And I mean, you look way back, there were times where interest rates were like 14, and no one even cared.
Yeah, this rate's high because
we saw it so low. Yeah.
Yeah, this rate is not. I've seen this rate many times growing up.
Yeah.
All right. So I see you got a shit ton of articles on here. There's one that I saw pop up on my phone.
Oh, which one?
Geothermal industry expects a boom.
Well, and we've talked about that on the show several times. So yeah, there was an ACHR News article. We'll kill that one first. Geothermal industry expecting a boom. I don't know how big of a boom we're talking here.
Well, it's all
but it's all new incentives to drive commercial and homeowner demand, they say. And, we've talked about part of the reason we were thinking we would see, geo and water stuff come back is because of all the refrigerant change stuff.
Right. I don't know. Secretly, I'm just not a geo fan.
Well, and
I sell geo over here where I'm at.
Well, and because the price of it versus what you can do with inverters now doesn't really always make sense. However, there's still a boatload of geo out there that's going to get replaced probably at least one more time, I would guess.
Yeah.
And there's always going to be water stuff in apartments, or not apartments, but to high rises to one point, because it's just so much easier moving heat that way as opposed to other ways for such distances.
It says the U.S. geothermal heat pump market expects to grow by 3.8% annually between the year 2032, between this year and 2032. I don't know. It's all about what you're going to get for it. Yeah, trust me, if you can get it with incentives, if you can get it to around what a normal heat pump would cost, shoot, yeah.
Well, so the next paragraph says both purchase and installation costs qualify in this calculation for credit. Couple that has a home geothermal system installed for around $30,000 would get like a $9,000 credit.
$30,000? No.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell, I know.
Back in my day,
and yeah, I thought they were in the 40s. To be
back when Dad and I were doing them, they were in the 30s and 40s, and that's 20 years ago.
Yeah, where are they getting $30,000 from?
Exactly.
They get a $9,000 credit.
And it does get into talking about the 179D tax deductions, which actually, so Tony Mormino, Engineers HVAC podcast, also a fellow coworker of mine, he just did a show and put together a one-page info sheet on that 179D tax deduction. I ought to put a link to that somewhere, just because I thought it's a good tool. And not a lot of people know all the ins and outs of that, so it might be a little bit helpful. If you're interested in any of that, shoot us a message and I'll get you a link to it.
Okay, so the other thing is, how long are people staying in a home now?
They're not.
You want to Google that?
5 to 7 years.
Yeah, it's 5 to
roughly.
7, man. Just how much I mean, we're going to talk about this on this show at least 100 more times, but
I'm sure.
how much do you want your power bill to be? Like, we're foaming homes to make it cheaper, but then you can't run that unless you put a high SEER heat pump in. I mean, I know people with 3 or 5 ton heat pumps that are high SEER inverter products that they never ever have crossed a $200 bill.
Nope.
And they're just Energy Star regular homes. I mean, 150, you know, these are good size homes too. So I don't know how long you going to stay in there. You know, when I was learning about geo in school, I always ran across these engineers that like built this house. He thought everything through. He put a geo in, but he was never leaving that house. Ever.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Custom home, but just slinging a geo in a regular setup, and you're living in there 4 or 5 years, and then you go, I don't know. I just don't think that's really
I don't really see the ROI on that one.
Right. I guess that's where I kind of.
Well, and I guess talking about return on investment, and talking about high SEER pumps, let's go look at that cooling. There's one from the Cooling Post. It's the industry calls for clarity on heat pump policies. So I know we've talked constantly about how every single manufacturer has had a completely different take on how they were going to do pumps going into SEER 2 changeover and then eventually going into new refrigerant next year.
Right.
Again, I enjoy drawing the comparison so that our guys here also see that Europe and other places are dealing with these exact same kinds of frustrations. It's just a little bit different, but they're there. And a lot of it is they're talking about trying to figure out how they're going to phase out fossil fuel heating in Germany and on the European Union level because they want to get to quote unquote clean heating for the whole continent. But I will tell you,
how do you make power?
Well, save that. Put a pin in that one for another conversation here in a minute, because that's another interesting article. But I think, you know, I see polls all the time. I saw one today that was talking about companies and their sales versus we install more furnace ACs, we install more heat pumps. If you look at the results of the poll, I think there's a couple hundred votes in it. It's literally almost split. Like a third of the people do more gas and AC, a third are pushing all pumps, and then again in the middle it's still like a third of people do some of everything. So it's still really a 50-50 split overall in the industry. It has not pushed more pump yet.
Well, because of the Mason-Dixon.
That's it.
Like the United States is kind of divided up.
Yep.
Climate wise.
And I think that's going to be part of the problem in Europe too, if you really think about it. You know, you can get away with a heat pump probably in most, like somewhere like Italy and other places, mini splits, inverters, you can crush it. But you go put that heat pump up in the top of Finland and have fun. That's not happening.
Well, it's going to have to be dual fuel.
Oh yeah. So, you know, I don't really see fossil fuels truly being able to be eliminated as fast as people think, unless we just go all they find a way for everything to be geothermal energy is another one, or you know, you go back to doing everything with wood burning and just use these ultra efficient, you know, wood burning stoves, which I've seen those in the wood burning boilers. I've seen a lot of that stuff.
Yeah. So what do you got? Well, I got a 20 SEER Bosch outside, and then my inside is a constant torque wood burner.
Yep.
What?
Yeah. It's got a hot water coil in it from the wood burning boiler outside.
6 components all. Yeah, so I start the wood here, and then the air handler comes on, blows that out over there, and then that hits a water coil, and then yeah, it works great.
Well, and that comes back to that age-old people do and don't like mix matching stuff. I'll be honest, I hate to say it, but I sell all kinds of mix match stuff these days. Because a lot of times people get hung up on the fact that, well, your coil's not the same brand as your furnace, or your furnace and your outdoor unit are different brands of this. But you also, if you look at it, if you're trying to build the most efficient, complex, or efficient system, there's going to be times where certain manufacturers have really positive strengths. This company may build a bang up outdoor unit and a bang up furnace, but their coils aren't so hot.
That's a good point. That really is.
Because they've spent so much money developing a furnace, or they've spent so much money into this heat pump or this AC to be high efficient, that at the end of the day, where's the last bit of money you got gets thrown to what on paper is the least expensive item. It's not the least important, but it ends up looking like the least important because typically it ends up being the one that costs a little bit less to R&D. But that's also where you start seeing it drop off. So
especially on the AC side, right?
Big
now,
time.
Old school heat pumps, they had to be a matched product because your outdoor turns to your indoor, turns into your indoor.
Yep.
Right? You got to have the refrigerant. It's got to hold it inside.
Correct.
Now, Bosch, products like Bosch, Greflex, where they're inverted, they're variable speed. They only satisfy that coil, whatever it is. So that's a great point. You know, everybody's like, no, we only put in matched products over here. Well, yeah, you did a good job doing that when it was all single stage, but that's why products like the Bosch or heat pumps like that now, they're registered by themselves because they really don't have to have a matched indoor.
Yep.
And me and Rhydon have seen it. When I was in Atlanta and I was a Rude dealer, we put ADP coils in because ADP would run these AHRI numbers up against a Rude product, and it outperformed a Rude coil.
Yep.
Did it look as good as a gray on gray? No, but it was actually a better matchup.
Yep.
And trust me, I love the Rude coils. They looked great, but we were like, dang, you know, this is so much more high performance with this ADP in here.
Well, and it comes down
or whatever it might be.
Yeah, with any coil or any design, a lot of times your capabilities come down to where you're getting the most, you know, what's got the best internal coil capacity for refrigerant and what's got the best airflow capabilities. And that's where a lot of times that runs down into it, and you start seeing you do
sizing, right?
Yeah,
Fin
sizing
spacing,
too, fin spacing,
an A coil,
cabinet sizes. Don't even get me
big
started on cabinet sizes these days. Especially you poor, sorry, I'm going to beat up on them, but you poor Goodman guys, I'm sorry. Because everything you guys have to sell these days is mixed matched as it can be. And it's huge. Coils are massive.
Well, Lennox got some big ones.
Lennox got some big ones too. Well, and you know, it's nice.
Some of these are designed for that outdoor.
Yeah.
Right.
Correct.
Like you said.
But you know, if you look and see what different people are doing, there's a lot of places now where you're seeing more mix match systems because they're mixing and matching things to get the most out of an overall product grouping.
Right.
And that's what gives them the best opportunity to sell the most high efficient system at the best price to the homeowner. In some cases, you look at guys like Ben HVAC Strong. He's got, you know, mix match different things because he's got a quality furnace that he likes from here. He's got a quality coil he likes here, and then he's got, you know, different groups of outdoor units he uses here. So, you know, it comes down to, you know, personal preference, but I think there's nothing wrong with a mixed match product as long as it is done properly. There's plenty of times that people just throw crap together to make it work. But if you take the time and plan, you can really build a high quality performing system, mix matching a few different things to really build quality solutions for your homeowner.
Yeah, and if you're putting in a heat pump and it says you got to register it with that other one, that tells you right out of the chute it's built for that.
Yep.
And they're registered as a pair. You probably need to match those up.
Yep.
right? But we're coming into another world now where universal heat pumps are going to be a thing.
Yep.
You're just
And
going
it's
to buy
coming.
this
It's
out.
coming.
Well, it's here now. I mean, you got Bosch, you got, the Reflex. You can put it on other stuff just the same. Now I don't know if it's a AHRI match, but
Well, and there's the other one.
well, there's brands that are so on the Bosch side, right? If you go to AHRI, Thermopride, we just found out is on there. So they paid their money. They brought in a Bosch product and they rated it with their furnaces and their products. They paid the $100,000 to get that AHRI number. Bosch didn't pay it. They paid it because they're like, we want people to use Bosch with our product too. And they, if it's not AHRI number, then a lot of times you hit a wall there for whatever reason, wherever you're working. But so yeah, that's where we're headed. We're headed into a different world of HVAC. And I got some site visits coming up that I can't wait to talk about on here.
I know.
Their site visits are changing. Feel like an IT guy now.
Well, site visits are changing, as you guys have heard, Dennis, the last couple of weeks. Homeowner conversations are continuing to drastically change.
Yep.
The more freedom they have to get a hold of certain different types of information makes it harder and harder for the HVAC guy to actually be his own expert unless he truly knows his stuff. So go do your R&D, boys.
Well, the one I had yesterday, we'll talk about it. We need to make sure we talk about it on another show. But
yeah,
this guy took on a project. He took on a service call that he didn't put in, just like as usual. You roll up on a no cooling call and you didn't install it. But you don't really know what you're getting into. You could be walking straight into a hornet's nest here. Mm-hmm. And he made a couple things, fixed it, charged her, whatever, and then, it was a Bosch product, but it's an older Bosch. It's one of the first gens. And that's obviously why I'm involved. And then he goes back, they have a storm, he loses a board, couldn't talk her into some products to help that, surge protection, voltage range monitor, stuff like that. So now he's just deep in this thing. She wants a new one. The company that put it in, they're gone. They're literally out of business. I mean, it's kind of turning into a little shit show here, but
happens.
I'm looking at it on this contractor side, and I'm just like, he can't just keep eating, just coming over here tinkering with this thing for nothing, right? That's like,
because it wasn't his problem really to begin with. He just inherited it, unfortunately, in some cases.
Well, these consumers are getting to where they're just like, oh no, he's been great. At this point, he hadn't really charged us. It's you guys, she's looking at me like, you guys need to step up and make this right. I'm like, I didn't put it in.
Yeah.
Don't look at me. Like, what do you mean? So Bosch needs to step up now. How does that work? It's not a refrigerator you just plug in. It's got a lot of human error involved here.
Well, and they want to treat it like you're just taking it back to Walmart and they're going to take it regardless. Here, give me my money back. Thanks.
Right.
It's not how it works. It's not how it works.
At the contractor, I'm like, you want to put a brand new one in this? He's like, not really. He ain't going to get paid for that either.
Nope.
She ain't going to pay nobody. And that's not a thing. Like, it sucks, right? You're like, man, they don't have any air, but somebody's got to pay for this.
Yep. Unfortunately, that's the way it goes.
It's just what it is. And it just gets, I feel like those calls are getting dicier and dicier with these homeowners. So,
well, and from homeowner conversations, we'll save a few of these articles for the next couple of shows. Yeah. But make sure go check out ahrexpo.com. We will be up in Chicago at the turn of the year for the big for the big event. Go get registered, get the app, start planning your show, follow the booths you're interested in, and you can also get updates on if they have any new products they may be announcing. I think also you get updates for as they announce different product winners and product category information. So that stuff, I believe, all goes to the app too. Make sure to check out HVAC R&D in the podcast pavilion. Promo video from AHR is coming soon. Dennis and I have a nice, funny little video we've got to put up sometime the next couple days. So hopefully you guys will be laughing at it before you get to hear me talk about it here. And next week we get back to some guests. So hopefully our buddy had a good game today. He's probably still working at it. So we will.
I didn't know he played golf.
I didn't either.
That will be on the next show.
Yeah, so
definitely.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what he shot and go from there.
Maybe just fireball.
Maybe.
What'd you shoot? Fireball? No, your score.
It's like, oh, I forgot.
Yeah. I didn't play. I just rode around the cart.
I have my own bottle service.
Yeah.
So, well, thanks for listening, everybody.
Yep.
Again.
See y'all guys next week.
Yep. Go follow us on social media. Please like, subscribe, leave us some comments, or leave us a rating, better yet, on any of the platforms you listen on. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great week.
Peace. Yeah, we'll bring a different hazy next week.